Hi everybody. Before we start, me and George just want to say a massive thank you to all the subscribers, because we had quite a lot before we even started the videos, so that's massively appreciated. And if you would today, please subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and obviously don't forget to hit that bell icon, because that will remind you of all the videos, and there will be 2 each week on a Monday and Thursday guaranteed. But I'm more concerned that you're performing the repetitions properly, so you're getting the absolute most out of it. I'll bring George in a sec just to show you exactly foot position and where it should be going. The main factors with leg press that people get wrong is 2 things. Well, there's more than 2, but one, the push through the balls of your feet, and then second to that, what they tend to do is the depth of the movement. So people will either move it about 4 inches, which you see a lot with like 2,000 pound on, which is going to do nothing but explode your kneecaps and your back. Or they go down and they literally rotate right out of the seat. If you've got an unbelievable lower back, you'll probably get away with that. If you haven't, at some point your lower back's going to go. Someone like Dorian Yates did them like that, and you know, he was very fortunate that his lower back could take it. And there were amazing leg presses what he did, but a lot of people can't do that. So we'll talk about the range of motion and the speed. Speed of repetitions is incredibly important. We're trying to hit muscles, so don't just be exploding everywhere and things like that, because you're missing a vast part of the movement. So poundage is relevant, like we've said before, but it isn't the absolute most important factor over everything else. So we'll bring George in now and we'll show you a few repetitions where feet should be and things, so you know what you're doing. Okay everybody, we're going to bring George in and then he's going to take a seat and we'll show you exactly how this should be performed. Okay George, if you want to jump in. Okay, so what a lot of people do is they put the feet quite low. Nothing wrong with that. That's focusing more on quadriceps. The lower it is, the higher is more hamstrings. What you really want to do is have your feet probably slightly higher than you think. The reason for that is as much force as possible we need to go through the heel, which is going to stimulate as much as possible through the entire thigh, which is what we want. So the other thing I want to talk about really quickly is foot position. Please, whatever anybody's telling you, don't do this feet in, feet out, feet straight nonsense, and when you do calves, don't do that. All you're doing there is twisting a joint. You're not working side of it or inside of it, you're just twisting a joint. So if, like me, you stand and your feet are like 10 to 2, put them on there 10 to 2, so the joint is where it should be, where it's used to be, and then you're comfortable. Okay, because the main point on here is knee position, so the knee wants to stay over the foot. Most people, when they leg press, they go down and squeeze the knees in, so hips are taking over and it's coming off the thighs. So you need to concentrate on pushing through your heels, keep your knees out. Again, don't force them out here either, but keep your knees out over your feet, and that will keep you in the perfect position so the thighs are working through their entirety. Okay, so George is going to push up. Okay, one quick thing, keep a thumbless grip. Your blood pressure system is, if you lock it off, it's just going to all shoot to your head. So if you keep a thumbless grip, that will stop you getting as bad a headaches, because it's allowing the blood to flow. Okay, so what we're going to do is stay super tight in the seat is the key. So you're anchoring your lower back and bum tight in the seat. Then he's slowly going to lower down, breathing in. When he gets to the bottom, he's going to do a slight pause, and then he's going to drive back through and stop just short of locking his knees out, so you don't strain your knees or hyperextend them. But what he's doing now is as he comes down, I'm just keeping an eye as he goes down, and he's going to go to the point, pushing his bum into the seat. As soon as it's going to come out, he's going to push back up. So we're going as deep as we possibly can, but his bottom is not lifting out of the seat, okay? So we're controlling now through the heels, knees out over the feet, he's breathing in, and he's pausing, smoothly coming out and releasing that air as we go. So we never hold in the breath. So we're breathing in, we're taking that pause at the bottom, and then he's driving through. Perfect. Okay, so again, we'll just do a couple more. So heels, knees out, super tight in the seat, George. Pause, breathe out, smooth, then a bit of power. Stop just short of them knees locking out, we'll go again. Nice and smooth. Take that pause, smooth, and stop. That'll do, fella. Great effort, well done. So they're how they should be performed. Keep that lower back and bum super tight on the seat. Control it down. I know people are going to scream at me, don't pause at the bottom. This shouldn't be so heavy that you can't. So when you come down, I'm talking a millisecond pause here, I'm not talking about holding it forever, but what that will do is, it will eliminate the momentum of you coming down and boom, straight back up and missing half of the movement. Yeah, you might have 20 plates on each side, but all it's going to do is explode your kneecaps or your ankles or something else. So again, as much stress on the muscle as we possibly can throughout the repetition. Don't forget the point of the grip, that will make a big difference, stop you getting as bad a headaches as some people really can on this movement. And again, don't hold the breath, breathe in on the way down, release it as you go back up. So we're just going to show on a different angle, George performing a few more repetitions just so you're 100%. So again, heels, knees out, pause at the bottom, smooth, a little bit of power. Like I said, don't ever fully lock those knees. Control, take a pause and smooth. However, make sure you are getting fairly up. We want as much range of motion as possible. Where you put the leg press in your routine is entirely up to you, depending on injuries, anything like that. So, to be honest, we mix it up. So we may start with leg press for the warm up, and then do the all-out set, which obviously we're going to get into over time. We may do leg extensions first, a bit of extra blood through the knees. We may even superset, so leg extension straight onto leg press. So there's many ways around that you can do it. But again, this is a big movement and we're going to talk about them mainly first, simply because you're always going to get more bang for your buck out of a compound exercise, because multiple muscles are working. But that still doesn't mean that you don't want to think about isolating muscles as much as you can with the quality of the reps. So I would initially, if you're going to change to this type of training, which hopefully you are, I would focus mainly on compound exercises, get them bang on. If you feel you need some isolation movements later on, which we'll go through, add them in. But if you're going to come in and you know, with these type of workouts, short of time makes no difference because the workouts are going to be over like that. However, if you came in one day and you planned on doing 3 or 4 movements in total, but you only have time for 2, pick the compounds and get the absolute most out of it. And that's it for today, guys.
Right,
okay, everyone, we just wanted to tag on to the end of the leg press video that on, well, it won't be when you see it, but Monday of next week, and basically I'm going to perform a set of legs. I really don't want to, but everybody keeps telling me that I'm going to have to get involved on this to just show you that I walk the walk and don't just talk the talk. So I've got a few injuries at the moment, actually not from the gym, but I won't go into all that. So at the moment for quads, the only big movement I can do is sissy squat at the moment, which is driving me mad because my favourite is hack squat. And I will get a lot of repetitions. I'm up to close to about 40 repetitions now, so hopefully it won't bore you to death. But I'm going to do a proper set of sissies here and just show you, well, as much effort as I put in and what's required to get that growth. As I say, just to show you that I do it myself as well. And we'll just give it everything we've got, and George will film it and hopefully you'll like it. And if you want to see more, I'll do some more body parts on everything else that I do as well for you. So stay tuned, tell us what you think.